100%.
Well, speaking about after after job, a career after the UFC, uh, Ronda Rousey, right? Ronda Rousey's coming off the fucking top turnbuckle and hitting everyone in their living room through the fucking WWE, Matt. What's going on? Ronda Rousey Royal Rumble?
Yes, and if you're watching this on playback, I'm probably going to splice this out. So you guys are going to see the clip here of Ronda Rousey making a WWE debut, so enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a ton of takes on this. I've seen the video. It's not much. She enters after the Royal Rumble. There's 30 women, first time ever that happened as a main event for the WWE. And she came in at the very end, didn't say a word, pointed to the WrestleMania sign, and then walked off, shook Sarah McMahon's hand, and that was it. That was it.
That was it, huh?
I've heard topics from this is the greatest thing ever to Ronda Rousey is going to fail in the WWE and bankrupt it. I've heard everything in between. So I don't know what to think of this, to be honest. I think this was the natural step for her. I think we can all see that they put this little teaser out. What was it? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when she was in WrestleMania with The Rock, and that created a whole splash. I think you muted, Doomy. I think this has been in the works for a while, so I don't think any of us are shocked by this.
I mean, look, don't say that. Don't you dare say that. I was
shocked by this. I'm not shocked.
I mean, come on, man. What do you mean you're not shocked? What other UFC fighter has gone from UFC to the WWE that you're not shocked? Because we've seen the trade-offs, them coming over to UFC, but a UFC coming over to WrestleMania. I'm guessing this is the Brock Lesnar relationship that was brought over by him, right? With WWE and UFC, that they're able to now do this. But I wasn't expecting it from Ronda, dude.
Not necessarily, because you have to remember. So, I may have a timeline here for people that may not have known that this was in the works for years. This has been in the works for years, and if you pay attention to the scene at all, in any sort of really deep, specific looking for at the scene, you've seen this happen. You've seen this growing, and that this was going to happen at some point. Ronda Rousey signed with WME ING, the talent agency, which now owns the UFC. But she signed with them before they bought the UFC. So do not think of them as the owners of the UFC at this point. She signed with
okay. Now I'm getting
it. That talent agency also has The Rock, also has the McMahons, also has all of these people in the WWE. And then Ronda Rousey gets featured on the WWE telecast when she's there just as a fan. And then 3 months later, she's at WrestleMania in the ring with Sarah McMahon and actually throws off a fucking stunt with her and The Rock. And then she goes back to the UFC. That was a one-off thing. Dana White hush-hushes it. But everyone knows that the WWE actually wants Ronda Rousey. And that was 2 or 3 years ago at this point from now. So then we have...
I'm glad for her. I'm
a bag. She got a bag, man. We all know.
I'm really happy for her because, nonetheless, even though she went out the way she went out fighting lionesses, and she did a lot for the sport. She fucking conquered a lot. She did shit that no other woman has done, still yet to do.
Absolutely.
So
I'll put this.
If we're gonna give her some credit, right? Even after those fucking ass whoopings. I'm going to give her the credit that, she still has the courage to go out there and still perform in entertainment and not let the fucking the harsh critics really get to her. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of people really criticized her pretty hard after those losses. And some were like, some of the messages were kind of appalling in a way. You know what I mean? Because there was some shit going along and she got fucking memed the hell out of. So, kudos to her for coming back into entertainment. And, we love her as an entertainer, period. Hopefully, maybe I'll get into fucking WWE, man. Maybe I'll start fucking tuning in.
Before I actually have some critique of Ronda Rousey for the WWE, I'm actually going to give her some props for the UFC. Because like you said, what she did for the UFC and women's MMA as a whole can never be understated and should never be understated. and her career and resume should never be understated as well. I'm just going to name off her resume in order from her 4th fight on. Julia Budd, Miesha Tate, Sarah Kaufman, Liz Carmouche, Miesha Tate in the rematch, Sarah McMahon, Alexis Davis, Kat Zingano, Betch Correa, and then she has the 2 losses to Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes. That right there is one of the greatest resumes in women's MMA history. And if you do not know who an Alexis Davis was at the time, or Sarah McMahon was at the time, or Liz
McMahon, Liz Carmouche,
or Miesha Tate, or even Julia Budd, if you don't know those names, then this may not be the show for you. Please go educate yourself. Please go educate yourself on MMA here, because there is very few people in MMA that had a run like Ronda Rousey, that beat the top 10 names in a row that Ronda Rousey did. Top 5 names in a row that Ronda Rousey did. I think Ronda Rousey has, if not the single greatest women's MMA record, top 3.
I mean, bro, you know, the only person that I even put like near.
There's only 2 women I put with her, and that's Chris Cyborg and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Right now.
Well, no, if I want to keep it in the same weight division, because even though Cyborg's, you know, at a heavier division now, I still believe that she would have been able to make it at that time. You know, fights didn't happen for whatever reasons.
Been able to make it. Have you not seen the Cyborg documentary?
Yeah, I've seen all the Cyborg documentaries, but I still feel that towards the end of Ronda's career, her exiting, she was able to make that weight, and the fight still wouldn't have happened. And I'm not saying they were protecting her from Cyborg, but they were protecting the brand. And Cyborg to me, kudos to Ronda for whatever she's done. But let's just get it straight here. Fucking Cyborg is just whole next level. She's a fucking warrior in every sense. She's dominant. She's hits fucking hard.
MMA fighter, like that was obvious. Like
total fear.
Ronda Rousey was the Royce Gracie in the early 90s for women's MMA.
Yep, you said it.
Came in with a skill set that no one could really deal with.
Can I tell you something? She actually did. If you really think about it, she was like Royce Gracie in the time when UFC really first popped out.
93 to 96, man. Like that.
You know how he was repping for the jiu-jitsu, right? And it seems as though Ronda came out for every fight repping the judo.
Absolutely.
And you know, judo is the mother of jiu-jitsu, and that's where the
great point.
Yeah, you know, and that's where the arm bars would always come out of, you know, because judo you would go from a throwdown to an arm bar, and you know that's what she brought, man. She brought that convincingly you could take people out with judo, judo and jiu-jitsu. If you want to just add, you know, make that.
Ronda Rousey, for whatever, maybe some, you know, very lonely men out there that follow the sport, you know, they may fear that she started a feminist wave, but I mean, she started a women's sports wave that should be applauded. Period. Now, on to my critique of Ronda Rousey in the WWE, because there should be some. She's not going to do good in the WWE. Ronda Rousey's, some of her fatal flaws, in my opinion, is that she was never the greatest promo, in a sense. Like, she was never the greatest talker. Her look, her tone of body language, and the way she executed her fights, I think that package is what sold her. Plus, being a white blonde girl and being cute, that does help. I think you put a mic in front of her, she was never the greatest at putting those quotes out there.
She wasn't a big hype talker. I think that she was more of like an intimidating, you know, she would walk.
Presence.
Yeah, like, yeah, you're saying your presence and everything, but I never saw her to be a talker. And that's something that, to me, I always saw it like as a nervous energy, be honest with you. I was never really.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a type of guy, you know me, I'm you know, I never went professional fighter. I'm an amateur fighter, but I've been enough times in the ring, and the fight, the way I take fighting is just a little different. So it's like, you got to be able to talk shit and just feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Feel comfortable. You know, Ferguson, going back to Khabib and Ferguson, they were going to fight before. They were scheduled, right? And something happened with an injury with Khabib, and you could see that Ferguson was already at the level he could just talk shit. He was doing his little ball thing in front of fucking Khabib. I don't know if you saw what he was doing. It was like putting a magic spell on him. I don't know what the fuck, but it really got Khabib mad. You know what I mean?
That was some Mexican voodoo shit right there, right?
Bro, no, that's some fucking Hawaii, some Hawaiian tiki shit he pulled on him and shit. He was like,
what are you talking about?
well, I don't know. Whatever tribe. No, but is it Ferguson? Where's Ferguson from?
From Mexico. His family's from Mexico.
Yeah, but where does he live?
He lives in, I think, San Diego or LA.
Oh shit, I got it fucked up then. All right, cool, bro. You were giving him the fucking. Then what does he always talk the fucking the cuckoo? That's his nickname.
El Cucuy.
El Cucuy. But that's the actual tribal thing. El Cucuy. It's like the boogeyman in a certain tribe. So that's why I thought he was Hawaiian. But fuck it. He must be some fucking Indian American tribe and shit. I'll find out later, Ferguson. All right. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you got to be comfortable talking shit. And I never found Ronda to be really comfortable talking shit. So I always thought that she might have been a little bit shook. You know what I mean? I remember when they were fucked up in Australia, was it when the fight happened with the boxer? She just fought Cyborg. What's her name?
Holly Holm.
Holly Holm. Sorry, Holly. Yeah. I thought that when she fought Holly Holmes, she was a little nervous up in the weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? You see how she knows Holly put her fucking fist to her face. Shit.
Agreed. It's been a good show today, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna wrap it up because we're heading over to TBV, the Boxing Voice. So do me please send over a text to Nest. I know he sent a text to the group chat. Tell him we're leaving MCR. We're gonna start pre-production for the Boxing Voice. Going to be talking about some Matisse Karam numbers and how they compare to Earl Spence's numbers. Oh, we're going to get some hate for that one.
Oh my God. Here we go. We can't, bro, Matt, it's getting to the point where me, you, and Ness cannot be fucking reporting the truth because we get fucking hell for it. If the numbers are telling the truth, the numbers don't lie. Don't hate on us. Don't kill the messenger. Fucking tune over and just get it from us, the voice of you, the people.
Yes. So if you're not subscribed to the Boxing Voice on YouTube, please go subscribe. If you listen on podcast right now, then head over to the Boxing Voice on iTunes or other ways to listen to a podcast. And
oh, my man, Hands of Stone. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, Hands of Stone, OG. What up? That was an exercise ball, idiot. Hands of Stone always being patrol, man. I love it. That was great. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt100TBV, on Instagram. Obviously, Mixed Combat Radio is here. Subscribe, support, do me.
And you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_Linez, Lainez, and the Facebook, Alexander Linez, and Twitter. Hardly use it, but still getting the hang of it. AlexTBV Linez. And we'll catch you over on our mother channel, The Boxing Voice.
Definitely follow Alex on IG. He's way more active on IG. And I want to say this. Your morning runs or night runs where you say some inspirational shit, you're on your Shannon Briggs status right there, man. I like it.
Appreciate you saying that, man.
What you do? Flip the camera like this, save those recordings, and then put that on your YouTube.
Well, let me tell you something. Hey, listen, I missed out. Thanks, man. See, I appreciate my boy Matt, man. And you can actually start tuning into my YouTube channel, Doomsday Chronicles. There's only one video up there right now. I'm working on content, guys. Like Matt said, sometimes I go running. I'm gonna have running tips for you guys. I'm gonna have boxing techniques for you guys. I'm gonna have all sorts of stuff. It all goes back to the words Chronicles, just my life and the many things that I do within my realm.
If you want to find that channel, you can go to the Boxing Voice on YouTube, and the featured channel section, you can find all the sister channels to the Boxing Voice, which include obviously Doomsday Chronicles, Mixed Combat Radio, which you're listening to right now, and TBV_Casual Fan, which is really the mothership of BoxingFanApparel.com, which is our clothing outlet, so to speak, or branch. Use that corporate,
that Wheezy line.
That Wheezy line. But yeah, it's been a good one. We'll be back soon. Do say.
Peace.